Stop using your debit card. Wealthy people never do. There's a strategy called credit velocity that turns spending into wealth. Banks profit when you don't know this. Here's something that'll make you uncomfortable. Every time you use your debit card, you're essentially writing a check to your bank for nothing in return. Zero rewards. Zero protection. Zero float time. But here's what they don't tell you. The wealthy don't avoid credit cards because they're dangerous. They've discovered that credit cards, used correctly, create something called velocity, your money working in two places at once. Think about that for a second. The same dollar building interest in your account while simultaneously making a purchase. This mathematical impossibility is completely legal and available to anyone. But it requires understanding one counterintuitive principle that separates wealth builders from wealth destroyers. And that principle? It's not what any financial guru has ever told you. Let me put this in perspective. The average American household spends approximately $61,000 annually on everyday expenses. Groceries, gas, utilities, insurance, all the boring stuff. Now, most financial advice tells you to use debit to avoid debt. Sounds responsible, right? But here's where it gets interesting. That same $61,000 spent on strategic credit cards generates, conservatively, between $900 and $2,000 in pure cashback, or rewards value. That's free money. Money you're currently leaving on the table every single month. But that's just the surface level. The real wealth multiplication happens in what I call the 30-day float window. This is the period between when you make a purchase and when your payment is actually due. During this window, your money is still earning interest in your account while you've already made the purchase. If this is already making sense, drop a like so I know to keep going deeper. And this is where it gets truly fascinating. The data shows something surprising. Wealthy individuals don't just use credit cards for rewards. They've systematized something called credit velocity stacking. Here's how it works. Instead of paying bills the moment they arrive, wealthy families route all expenses through strategic credit cards, keep cash in high-yield accounts during the float period, pay the full balance before interest accrues, then immediately reinvest the rewards into appreciating assets. This creates a perpetual cycle where spending actually generates capital. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like financial gymnastics for rich people with accountants. But wait, there's a better way to understand this. Let's talk actual numbers. A family earning $100,000 annually, spending 70% on credit-eligible expenses, can generate approximately $1,500 in rewards while simultaneously earning roughly $250 in float interest. That's $1,750 annually for money they were spending anyway. But the real opportunity is this. That $1,750 isn't just extra cash. It's seed capital. Here's where middle-class thinking differs fundamentally from wealthy thinking. Most people would take that $1,750 and spend it. Maybe a nice dinner. A weekend trip. Something that feels like a reward. But what the wealthy do instead changes everything. They take that $1,750 and immediately route it into dividend-paying investments. At an average 7% annual return, that $1,750 becomes approximately $3,400 in 10 years. Do that every year? You've created a secondary income stream for money you were already spending. This is why the wealthy never use debit cards. It's not about being flashy or racking up points for free flights. It's about understanding that every transaction is either building wealth or destroying it. There's no neutral. And this leads us to something most people completely miss about credit velocity. But everything I just told you? That's just the first layer. The real game, the one wealthy families have been playing for generations, goes much deeper. And this is how you profit from it. Credit velocity isn't just about rewards and float. It's about leverage without risk. When you spend on credit and pay in full, you're essentially getting an interest-free loan every single month. Think about that for a second. No bank would ever give you a 0% loan for 30 days on demand. But credit cards do exactly that, if you know how to use them. The wealthy stack multiple cards strategically. One for groceries with 5% back. One for gas with 4% back. One for dining with 3% back. Each purchase optimized for maximum return. But here's the twist that shocked me when I first discovered it. If you want to see how this compounds into real wealth, make sure you're subscribed because we're just getting to the most important part. The math doesn't lie. Wealthy families aren't just using credit velocity for direct rewards. They're building credit profiles that unlock financial opportunities unavailable to everyone else. A pristine credit history with high limits and perfect payment records opens doors to 0% balance transfer offers, premium lending rates on mortgages, business credit lines with favorable terms, and investment property financing. This is the hidden layer. The wealthy use credit velocity not just for the immediate returns, but to build a financial reputation that generates exponential advantages over time. Think about this. Two people want to buy a rental property. Person A has a thin credit file from using debit cards exclusively. Person B has a robust credit profile from years of velocity strategy. Person A gets denied, or pays 8% interest. Person B gets approved at 5%. Over 30 years on a $300,000 loan, Person B saves over $100,000 in interest. $100,000 from a strategy that cost nothing to implement. Drop your prediction in the comments. Do you think most people will actually change their behavior after learning this? So here's the counterintuitive principle I promised you at the beginning. The wealthy understand that financial safety isn't about avoiding credit, it's about mastering it. Debit cards feel safe, but provide zero fraud protection beyond what your bank voluntarily offers. Immediate account drainage if compromised, no purchase protection, or extended warranties, and zero wealth building capability. Credit cards, used with discipline, provide federal fraud protection limiting liability to $50, a buffer between thieves and your actual money, purchase protection, and extended warranties, and a wealth multiplication engine. The conventional wisdom that debit equals safety is actually backwards. The math doesn't lie. Your debit card is the riskiest payment method you own. Not because of debt potential, because you're hemorrhaging opportunity cost with every single transaction. The wealthy figured this out decades ago. They route every possible expense through credit, pay in full religiously, and let the system work for them instead of against them. Now you understand the credit velocity strategy. But understanding and implementing are different games. Here's your action plan for this week. First, audit your spending. Identify every recurring expense currently hitting your debit card. Second, research cards strategically.